Alright, thank you very much for joining me again, and thanks for clicking on the video. This is Gulpane, and I'm just back with a quick game with dogs, or games with dogs, and this is another game with a dog, and this one is Haunting Ground for the old PlayStation 2, released in 2005 in all territories. This game was developed by Capcom, so Capcom games, they're normally good. I can't think of many kind of really bad Capcom games. So this game basically has you playing as the title, or not the title character, but the main character, Fiona, and she is involved in a car accident and then gets captured by this psychopath and brought to this castle that she can't escape. Well, she can eventually. Spoiler alert. And then she is kind of going around the castle, and the game is kind of strange because you don't really have any, like, I suppose the dog Huey is your main weapon, but you don't really use him that much. You more sort of like just run away from different boss characters. There's not that many enemies at all in the game. There's only these like lights that follow you, and then there's 4 main boss characters that you have to sort of run away from. And you can use Huey to kind of slow them down a little bit as well, but I don't like doing that because they end up like kicking Huey, and then he does that the dog whimper thing, which I don't like that at all. So the first one is Debilitus, and he's just a big fat guy, and you have to kind of keep running away from him. It is quite annoying in one way that you can't really attack. You have a small kick, but that's about it. But I think you're supposed to use Huey, or they kind of intend you to use Huey to slow the boss characters down so you can run away and hide. Because the castle is quite large. The graphics are amazing in this game as well. I love this style of game from the PlayStation 2 era. There are other games like this from later consoles, but I really like where they haven't quite perfected it. They haven't quite perfected the cameras, or they haven't quite perfected the graphics yet. It still looks like a video game, whereas now it's so realistic. It could be a film. Well, you know, some games anyway, if it's a low quality TV. So yeah, you have to run away from Debilitus. You also have to run away from Danielle and Ricardo, and then there's the last character as well, which is kind of, I won't spoil it, but yeah, you can hide. There's all different things you can do in it, but I don't know, they seem to kind of do all these sort of games. They seem to do the graphics first, and the games look really good, and then the gameplay just doesn't match up to the graphics. This one is okay. I can play this game from start to finish, and it's good. I've watched someone speedrun it as well, but I do really like the addition of Huey, and I do like dogs, and I do like games with dogs. So this one is probably, there are other games in this kind of style that do have animal companions as well, but this one kind of stands out because of the just kind of weirdness of it. I think it's not I mean, if you're trying to describe this game to someone, it's very difficult. It's like you're a girl that runs around a castle with a dog, and you have to run away from different boss characters in order to escape the castle. I believe this was Resident Evil 4. Some of the assets from this game, or some of the backgrounds anyway, were the original ones from Resident Evil 4. I believe I've heard people say this before. And then the original Resident Evil 4 going around the castle and fighting the ghosts was all scrapped. And then they sort of, you know, remade Resident Evil 4, which is not common because they did the same thing to Resident Evil 2. It's not uncommon. So basically this one then, you have it's a kind of recycled into a standalone game. Although I didn't really hear much about this game when it came out either, so I don't know, they mustn't have put that much media behind it. So that's Haunting Ground, another game with dog. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.